Hi, what up, YouTube? This is No Cap, No Filter. I'm your host, Molly G, back at y'all in the episode of Running With You. And today we got running about phases. A lot of people, they talk about the whole phase. Is it necessary to go through a whole phase? Is it not necessary to go through a whole phase? But do we talk about street dude phases? I think we do, but I think I'm gonna go ahead on and get into a little bit more depth of, you know, why I think it is real and why I do think it occurs in the first place. Okay, so number one, for women in our community, in the black community, I think when we all get raised in certain circumstances, and we have pressure, we have influences, we have, you know, inklings of what we deem as cool, what we deem as not cool, and what we deem as acceptable and unacceptable. And I think for the most part, when women grow up, I think they deem what's cool is the bad boy. I think what they deem as cool is the boy that's getting in trouble. I think they deem what's cool is the boy that's always in suspension and expelled, fighting, things of that nature. And this is when girls is like, and maybe, third grade, fourth grade, the boy who wasn't afraid to, play hit her just because he liked her, the boy that wasn't afraid to talk to her, you know, and it just goes up and up as, girls get older. So by the time girls are in high school, that's when they start dealing with guys that, they ain't just really getting in trouble at school. They getting in trouble in the streets. And usually getting in trouble in the streets is usually being involved in criminal activity such as dealing drugs, such as possession of a weapon, such as shooting people, such as robbing people, you know, and they eventually develop a reputation. And what happens with that reputation is a lot of men, they get scared of the man with their reputation. A lot of men get influenced by the man with their reputation. So now that man has status. Now that man has influence. Now that man has respect. Now that man has uh he has people who fear him from one side. And the other side, women, they gravitate towards that. They like a man that's, masculine, because, well, they like a man that's street because a man that's street to them equals masculinity. They like a man that's well respected because any woman gonna want a man that, can be respected, because if nobody can respect him, how can she? They want a man that could be feared because now that's an inkling of security. That's an inkling of protection. Can't nobody mess with me because they know my man don't play. They always would like to say, "Oh, my man don't play about me. You must not know who my man is." They like to have that type of flex, and they when a lot of women seek a man, that's what make other women want him even more, because now that's social proof. Now that shows that he's capable of getting women, and women always want something they can't want, or they want something that everybody else want. Because if nobody don't want you, you must be doing something wrong. You see what I'm saying? So they want to be the one uh, that obtains you. They want to be the one that actually get cuffed up by you. And usually these bit of dudes who dibble and dabble in the streets are head first out there in the streets. Some guys even murderers. And when even if a man a murder, a woman not gonna care about that. A woman, all she see is, oh, he's doing this for survival. He's out in the streets. He know what he doing. If he gotta do what he gotta do, then that's all fine and dandy as long as he come home to me. But that also puts a woman in certain situations that she didn't necessarily want to be in, but at the same time, she knew what she signed up for. And throughout dealing with this, you know, over time, it kind of wear and tears on a woman, especially when a man is in the streets and he's getting attention from other women. 9 times out of 10, he's going to be repeated cheater. So a woman gonna have to deal with other outside babies, maybe other outside STDs, maybe him buying other things from women. And one thing about a woman, they get very upset when you buy stuff for other women, buy things for other women. A woman would rather you have sex with a woman and don't give her no money than give her a lot of money and not have sex with her, because they feel like that money could be in her purse. Now, a woman can flex and say, "Oh, I'm about to go buy and get this bag off of your man money." Women hate that. They absolutely hate that. And over time, they get tired of dealing with this. So that's how it all occurs. So by the time a woman gets to 29, 30, they start to be like, "Oh shit, I'm getting almost 30. The clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. Where's my husband? Where's my husband?" They start to feel like some type of failure inside because they haven't had a family. And for a lot of women, that's what fulfills them the most, having a husband, having a family before 30. A lot of women want to have fun in their prime years, 18 to 24, and then by 26, kind of start settling down. Well, about 25, 26, start to meet a man, start to settle down. Then by 27, get married. That's how a lot of women envision their life. They want to have fun from 18 to 24. Well, really 15 to 24, because they still gonna be doing anything before 18. So 15 to 24, 25, that's like a little 10-year run. They had their run for 10 years in a prime, mind you, messing with all these Pookie and Ray Rays. Then they want to settle down before 30 if they can. Now some women still be out here messing with the same type of man at 35, 40, believe it or not, which is mind-boggling to me. But for a lot of women, they want to settle down with a man who still possesses a lot of those traits, but they want a guy that's retired from the streets more so. Or they want a guy, like I say, a lot of women want Tupac in a suit. They want a guy who have possessions of these masculine traits, but at the same time, he possess intelligence. At the same time, he possess him being able to be a leader and well-spoken and know how to convey and carry himself in a certain way, and people can follow him. They want a guy with all these traits. Like nowadays, the typical 9-to-5 guy, he's going to get overlooked, especially if he don't, carry a lot of these traits that women are looking for. Because hypergamy is such on a different level when it comes to social media now. Back in the day, a woman only could be confined in her social circle or her area, her hometown. You'll probably only could see these people if you run into them in person or get hooked up with them through a friend. Now, a woman could be on her couch and then bing, get a DM. She could be in Atlanta. A person could be all the way in Timbuktu, all the way in New York. And he could get the number, and by a couple of days from now, she could get flown out. It happens all the time. And now, it's just so much to deal with when it comes to, vetting and meeting somebody right for you, that, you got all this type of competition. But I was just rambling right there, but excuse me. But I think now, let me get back to my train of thought from what I was talking. I think now, a woman will try to settle down with a certain type of guy after having all her fun, which you can date. I'm not saying you can't date, just like the whole phase. I don't believe in the whole phase, but I do believe you can date out there. Just don't get around with everybody. Don't be with, Curly, Larry, and Moe. Be in a couple of different relationships, see what you like, see what you don't like, test the waters. And then once you just find somebody that you mesh with, that's who you got to just go ahead on and settle down with. But it's hard to break them habits when a girl just been messing with a lot of Pookies and Ray Rays, because she going to expect you to uphold some certain of them standards that she's accustomed to, like she gonna want you to act a certain way. She gonna want you to handle things a certain way, and you might want to handle things logically. but she might want you to handle things erratically and, unemotionally intelligent in a unemotionally intelligent way. You know, kind of like how some dudes, got a pool girl. Ray Ray might handle a certain situation. And there's a lot of guys out here who are regular guys. They go to the gym. They independent. They make their money. They know how to handle a firearm. They in the career. They carry themselves well. They don't sag their pants. They don't really, just be out here drugging or thugging or nothing like that. And they able to protect a female, but they don't have them certain other traits that a woman just accustomed to and like. And to a lot of women, those guys could seem boring, but they'll pass up on a good dude, a genuine good dude, just because they want this type that they're accustomed to. And it's not just, Shanique was in the hood. It's be regular good girls who's going to school in college trying to be a nurse, who's going for these same type of men. Happens all the time. And those dudes mess those girl trajectory up of getting a good man, because once a good man see what she's like and see what she's accustomed to and see where her trauma comes from and see what type of men that she dealt with, he's going to get turned off. And one thing about a man that can vet women, your past matters. It's not just how many bodies you got, it's what you attracted to and who you dealt with. We could find out who you dealt with and automatically get turned off. Like, oh, that's who you used to deal with? That's your type? Automatic turn off. Automatic turn off. You know what I'm saying? It's like certain girls, if you heard that she dealt with a certain man, if he carried himself in this type of way and she's attracted to that, you automatically get turned off by her, because if you like that, that says a lot about you. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like if a girl was to be dating Blueface, you attracted to what type of man Blueface is, it says a lot about you. Automatic red flag, can't take you serious. No matter how much you in school, what type of money you make, how well you carry yourself, how much wifey material you look, what's in the inside still count. And I think that's why a lot of women get stuff confused But I want to know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Everybody speak on whole phases, but is it a street dude phase? And it's almost like the same as the little meme that go around, the little beat a chick meme. A guy, is a nerdy with the books and stuff, and he's struggling to hold the books in school, and he's trying to talk to the girl. She can't get the girl to talk to him. She with the dude with his shirt off with tattoos and stuff. She looking good. She in her prime. Then years later, she get bigger. She's she's not in her prime. She's out of shape. She's burnt out. 2 kids, and now she won't talk to the man after he done got his money up and got in shape and did all this and did all that to himself and leveled himself up. And he says, "Beat it, chick." So it's kind of like that little meme right there that used to go around social media. But I want to know what y'all think. Is it a such thing as a street dude phase? Let me know down in the comment section below. If y'all have anything else y'all would like me to speak on, go ahead on and hit me up on the email, nocapnofilter7@gmail.com. Send me anything that y'all would like for me to react to as well. And go also like the video and subscribe if you're not already. I'm out.